right, so we're going over the 4 P's: the people, pets, plants, and pipes. A few of those categories could probably go together, I guess. The people and pets, I would say, is probably the number 1 or number 1 and 2 categories there. But obviously, if you don't have your pipes protected, it can affect the people and your pets too. So we got to keep water to our chickens, water for us, water for the dog, etc., and so on. All right, so I don't believe this week's freeze is going to be near as bad as what the freeze was in Texas in 2021, February. But nonetheless, we're going to stay prepared. I want to show you how we even adapted during that freeze. I don't think we ever let it get below, what, 74 degrees in the house?
Yeah, it stayed toasty.
Everybody else lost power. They were all going crazy, losing their minds, but I think we would maintain quite well. So y'all hang in there and check out how we were able to do that here at the Black Sheep Meadow.
We're going to go over some more stuff.
Yeah, we're going to start prepping our generator here. She'll get some video of that. You're not going to be able to hear me talk over the generator, but...
So far we've gotten our pipes.
Pipes are
prepped, so they're either wrapped, they're prepared for Wednesday. We'll go ahead and drain or do whatever we need to, but they're all insulated.
Put the manual watering for the chickens on Wednesday.
I'll show you all the chicken coop in a minute, but the pipes themselves are all wrapped
They're all
and ready.
ready to go. We're going to cut off one of the sections for one half the property.
Yep.
So we don't have to worry about that. Even if it does freeze, we don't have to worry about a pipe busting and losing everything else.
But this is a good time for us to fire up the generator, make sure it's prepped and ready to go, although he's pretty good at keeping that.
Usually once a month or so, I tell you, we run a diesel generator. I know a lot of people in town have picked up like the Generac or the Kohler propane generators, which I'm not a big fan of those, even if I lived in town, because one of the things that went down during the Texas freeze of 2021 was the natural gas wasn't available. So good luck getting your generator run if the pipelines are all frozen shut. So we have a diesel generator. I keep our tanks, keep them from freezing as well, but nonetheless, about once a month I go and fire up the generator, make sure the batteries are fully charged, make sure the system's fully working. I try and run everything here off the generator and load it up as much as possible. I'd rather have a failure before the storm rather than during. And even if we do have a failure during the storm, I've got backup.
Yeah, so we've got backups on backups, and that's a very good process, or very good strategy is to have backups for backups for the what ifs and the redundancies and stuff like that. You don't need to go extra crazy with it, but it's always good to think in the back of your head, so that if something like that 2021 freeze happens to you, you're not so unprepared. I think that caught a lot of people by surprise and maybe woke some people up. But
remember, 4 things: people, pets,
pipes and plants. But yeah, we'll show you the generator here, and then we'll go to the next one.
I'll get back with you here in a minute.
He's going to go start the generator. I'm going to show you some footage of the generator running. You're not going to be able to hear anything, so I'm going to cut the sound. You guys don't want to hear that diesel generator running. And then we'll head over to the chickens, and we'll check them out.
Alright, so I'm putting up all my electrical for the generator. I got it readily accessible. One thing I wanted to mention on this, there's a lot of people are going to say a lot of different things about how to hook up a home generator to your home. I am no professional when I do this. The only thing I can say is if you're going to try and backfeed any power into your house, make sure you shut off your main breaker. You do not want to feed, if ice takes out a power pole, you do not want the power company guy getting electrocuted because he went and picked up a live wire that was powered by your generator. So just note that. Alright, so a couple last things. I've already checked my voltage output. I'm at 120 on each leg that I need to be. One other thing that I measured, I was at 60 hertz for the frequency, so I'm not frying any of our electronics if we decide to turn those on. I'm going to check our engine oil, and I've already checked our coolant level in it, and we are full to the top on oil. So as soon as this machine cools down, I'm going to cover it back up and wait for the cold weather.
So I'm over here at the chicken coop. I wanted to show you what we did there. We've wrapped their pipes going to their water, and you can see the most expensive chicken coop curtains ever. So, but I used the feed sacks. I talked about this at one of our other videos. I used the feed sacks to cover the window. Chickens are little radiators. They don't...
Their feathers keep them warm.
Their feathers keep them warm.
They're very well insulated. They do a lot better in cold weather than they do in hot
weather. So I have, these are strictly up here just to kind of keep some of that north wind, keep a little bit less of the wind on them. Their roost is just inside this window. So we have more summer problems, but that's what we got going on there. Wednesday, I will come in here and put self-waters. Not self-waters.
Manual waters.
Manual waters in both of the coops, and I will turn a heat lamp on at the water.
Just to maintain heat, to keep the water from freezing.
Just to keep the water from freezing. Not so much for the chickens, just to keep the water from heating.
Chickens are idiots. They're going to be out in the run whenever it's 4 degrees outside.
So Wednesday.
All right, so we got our 4 P's taken care of, I guess, huh? The people, plants, pets, and pipes. But I guess we probably need to talk more about the people, right?
Yeah.
So everybody, I think me and Amber, we have to be the responsible ones. We got to take care of our parents and aunts and friends and so on that we probably maintain quite better than most. But if you can, look out for an events like this. Look out for your neighbors. Look out for your friends. If you see they're in a situation where they don't have food or they don't have water, try and help them. Don't get too dangerous with it. It doesn't mean go start traveling on icy roads and etc. and so on. So.
But if the lady, next door that doesn't get out very often has a limb fall over in her driveway.
We had that case right here just last year. So
go move the limb out of the way for.
If you're capable.
If you're capable.
Yeah. But watch out for one another. Events like this, or there's no politician or nobody that can prevent it. So you got to do what you can. This is.
And one of the things about being prepared is the fact that the government's not going to come save you. So we have to save each other.
Yeah.
We have to save yourself first, and then save who you can after that. So try to be prepared. Let's look at this as a prepared thing. It's a learning.
Yep.
But we got people.
The 4 P's. The people.
Yep. So we got our pipes wrapped.
Yeah, people, pets. Of course, we got our chickens taken care of. The dog is probably going to stay inside with us. She'll probably be the most comfortable out of everybody.
She won't be.
And then our pipes are all wrapped. Our water is taken care of. It's going to be drained. So our plants. So here's the truth of it. We just cannot house the amount of plants that we have. So obviously, wintertime is a slower part of the year. A lot of our plants they're at the end of their span, anyways. Most of our food is either currently going to be completely harvested in this next week, like our carrots and our potatoes, our onions and garlic. They're going to make it.
They're going to be fine. They're made for this.
But anyways, the rest of our plants that are for food are either going to be in the preservation state in the next 2 to 3 weeks or so, but they'll be harvested right at or before the freeze.
We'll see how well my cold frame box holds up.
Yeah,
this will be the true test.
Lettuce took a little bit of a beating last night.
Only one of the types of lettuce looks like they got a little bit too cold. The rest of the lettuce in the cold frame box looks just fine.
Yeah,
the
potatoes definitely took a beating.
Yeah, the potatoes are done. But this will be the true test for the cold frame box, and we'll see how that works.
Yeah.
The chickens will be taken care of. Everything is ready.
They're ready to go. So I want to take note too. I've got every fuel tank on every truck full to the top. We've got extra gasoline, extra propane cylinders filled now. One thing I'll note during the Texas freeze of 2020 is the lines at the only propane station were absolutely ridiculous in the middle of that freeze.
So
they were out. They actually ran out of propane. So people were they had to tough it out cold.
So we're a week ahead doing this.
Yeah.
Now
the video is probably going to be
the day before
or before, yeah.
But we're doing this a week before. But most of what we just did today in this 5-10 minutes that you're seeing is stuff that we would do this every year, no matter if there was a big freeze coming or not. we're just showing you how we prepare for a standard winter. Don't let it sneak up on you. If that's anything that we can say.
Even our generator system, in the middle of this summer when they were asking people to turn off your air conditioning, turn off your lights, don't charge your electric cars, I didn't care. I went and turned off my main breaker and fired up the generator and ran it just because it needed to work out anyways.
Right. So when you have generators for backup power, letting them sit is not necessarily the best thing. You need to go out there and test them out. Make sure that they're,
if you're going to have a problem, you want to make it in an event that is not so critical.
It's controllable. So keep that in mind. But hopefully this gives you a little bit of an idea of making your list for how to prepare for winter. It's a little bit different than preparing for summer. But let us know if you have any questions.
Leave a comment. See, what do y'all do? What are we missing in our preps that many others are taking note of or doing for themselves?
It's funny because people up north, this is nothing for them. They do this all the time. But us down here in the south, this is completely abnormal for us. But people in the north, they've been dealing with snow and they deal with that every single year. But for us, this is a little different. So if you guys have something that you guys do because you're up north, that's different than we have to think about here, I would love to hear about.
Let us know.
I've never seen anything that runs off of oil heat.
Oil
and
heat
how that works.
Coal,
coal heat that they have up north.
Oh, speaking of which, I got plenty of firewood too. I've whittled my stack down just a little. We got a wood stove that I keep doing a lot of heating with. But
so do all the things.
Like, subscribe, ring the bell.
All the things.
We'll see y'all next week.
We'll see you next time.